Me too. How are you? Okay.
Thursday, July 24th, 2025, the Minnesota Planning and Zoning Commission, please. Before we start, please stand for the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Remain standing. going to make a roll call. I did not hear anything from Susan. Jen, did you receive anything from Susan, Commissioner Susan?
No, Chairman, I did not get any responses from her nor Stephanie Garcia.
Okay, so let it be known that Susan Barcella, Commissioner, and Commissioner Stephanie Garcia are absent, and that's right now they're considered unexcused absent. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to item 4, hearing remarks from visitors. Is there any visitors in the audience today that wants to speak to or address the board today in regards to something not on the agenda today? Not on the agenda. No? Okay. We're going to go ahead and open the public hearing. We're going to move over to item 5.1. We're going to have a public hearing and consideration of a request for a zone change from commercial to townhouse residential on approximately 0.21 acres of property located on block 131, lot 1 and 4 of the Moore and Nash Edition in the city of Terrell, Texas, 75160. Kaufman County, Texas, identified as Kaufman County CAD ID 31856 and 236632. It's a zone ZC 25-3117.
Chairman and Commissioners, this is the second month in a row that we've had a applicant come and want to change from commercial to townhome. In one of our districts, there are a lot of townhome zonings in that area, and this property right here falls in line with, for some reason, there's a small part, and I'll show you when we get to the zoning map, but it is in commercial. And so to be along the same surrounding zoning patterns, this applicant is asking for a townhouse residential. He plans on building a single-family residence, which is part of our Section 20 of our townhome residential district. You can either follow the guidelines for townhomes or you can build a single family. He bought the property back in May of 25. We sent 28 letters to the budding landowners, and we received one response in favor, and that's part of your packet. This application complies with our zoning ordinance, our comprehensive plan, and city staff recommends approval. If you'll turn over to page 11 so I can orient you. So this is down here on the East 10, Dallas and East Nash. And on the next page, you see the zoning, which shows half of the property is in Townhome 12, and then half of it is in the commercial. The next page is the buffer, and then, of course, then the regular documents. So I'll pause for now and for the public hearing.
Is there anyone in the audience that wants to speak in favor of zone change 25-3117? No? Okay. Is there anybody in the audience that wants to speak not in favor of zone change 25-3117? Okay. I'm going to close the public hearing. And move over to consent agenda 6.1. 6.1, discuss and approve the minutes for the June 26, 2025 Planning and Zoning meeting. Do I have a motion to approve those meetings?
I move that we approve the request for the zone change at 803 East Nash.
Oh, no, we're doing the consent right now, ma'am, on the meetings.
5.2.
I don't have a 5.2 on my,
1 also says public hearing and
Consideration.
consideration, so
That-
you'll make a motion.
motion, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll go back to 5.1. Do I have a motion in regards to zone change 25-3117?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
It says Moore and Nash Edition. Is it Moore and Nash Edition, or is it Nash and Delius?
Well, this is the addition. So you have your lot and block, and that lot and block is given an addition name. So it has nothing to do with the streets that it falls on.
ask a quick question?
Sure.
Am I looking at this correctly? It looks like I'm looking at a blue line that is a lot, and it looks like a portion of it is single family, and then a portion is commercial. Am I looking at that? Am I interpreting that correctly? So was it multiple lots at one point that had then gotten combined?
So the front two lots that face Dallas, they were developed, those lots, those homes have been sold and they're functioning. You're looking at, go to the zoning, go back to the location. There you go. So in this page right here, you're not seeing those homes that front Dallas, but the lots that we're talking about, and there is a replat application that's in the consent item where he's going to join two small lots into one. He has a second application in, and so, but it's to the left of this, to the west end of that red block, right in there. And part of it is zone townhome 12, and part of it is zone commercial.
Yeah.
Dallas Street, it sits right.
Behind it.
So I thought we had
Yeah,
met
we
on
did.
this one before, so I was super confused.
Mm-hmm, yes.
And it's just that little pink area.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's all just homes in that area right now.
I do have a question, Jen, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That little one pink area, I know they're moving this to townhome residential. The pink commercial that's in between there, don't miss me.
Uh-huh.
Is there commercial in there?
No, no, they're single-family residents all on the north side of Nash, right there.
Like behind Pops where the church is?
Yeah.
And all this
Yeah, that's Dallas, it's the main entrance to the Terrell State Hospital right now.
It just at some point in time, it just got zoned commercial?
I don't know. I'm not real sure. I don't know if it was like an old comprehensive plan or whatever. But this is a perfect example, if you're having, all the yellow is townhome all surrounding it. So this request falls right into sync with it all. Mm-hmm.
It sits right behind that convenience store and Pearl Cafe.
It is, uh-huh.
Moving on, do I hear a motion in regards to zone change 25-3117?
We moved that, we approved the zoning for it.
Okay, I have a motion to approve zone change 25-3117. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion carries to approve zone change 25-3117. Thank you, Commissioners. Move over to consent agenda 6.1. We're going to discuss and approve.
You'll just do agenda item 6 for consent,
Mm-hmm.
and, I'm sorry.
Oh, go, sorry, ma'am.
So this will be brand new. So what you'll do, your very next item will be agenda item 6, which is consent.
Consent?
And you can entertain a motion to
all that.
approve all consent items, and then you can also ask the board members if there is an item that they would like to have removed. Yeah.
Thank you,
I have a
ma'am.
question on that, on this. So when we approved all of those, we don't consider talking and discussing any?
Not at all.
Was something we've already previously just?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's all stuff we've already previously approved?
It is all stuff that either you have approved, or construction plats and final plats mean that they have gone through the entire administrative review and does not require discretionary motions.
But if we wanted to talk about those.
Can't make any changes at the
could or
11th
not?
hour.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand. It's so confusing. Now that we're changing, I'm now really confused.
Yeah, no, you could request that a particular item be removed from consent
I see.
if you wanted to address it individually. But if an item is placed on consent, just know that we're going through the administrative process, and it's more of a recording and transparency for the board. Yes, sir.
The administrative, technically, it doesn't require approval, is what you're saying. If
It-
it's administrative.
It does require your approval, but it is just staff letting you know it meets all of your requirements. And so then therefore, your obvious motion would be to approve, because it does meet the requirements. It's just a step in the process where you verify that city staff has said, we've reviewed all of our ordinances, all of our codes, these plats meet that, which is
Like, for example,
technically all of what P and Z,
to
yeah.
the final plat.
Right, I understand
So
that,
there's
but
nothing
we've
to
had
discuss
those
in that one.
Previously happened, but there's been times when we didn't approve something that even though staff has already administratively, maybe we came up with some other things. So now that it's gonna be embedded in there, unless we look into it and see, may not be any discussion on it to know.
Right, and so in reviewing your packet before the meeting, if you have particular questions about that plat, but just know that if you have a question about development standards or setbacks or anything like that, then that's not a decision that gets made by P and Z, yeah, so that it concises the agenda more than anything. But no, I mean, if you have questions about a project, absolutely, we're not wanting to have conversations with you, but we're just following the process.
And might I also add, when you get to a construction plat or a final plat, you leave yourself open for litigation if you have trying to make any changes. So it's just best that we've already reviewed the preliminary findings. So you just can't wait until they get to the 11th hour and said, well, no, they can't do it. You just can't do it. Legally, you can't do it. So it just sets you up for open up a whole can of worms. So that's another reason why you don't go into any in-depth discussion about it, because they've already, dotted their I's and crossed their T's, and you just can't make them just erase it and go back. I mean, we have to think about all the work and the expense of all of that. So they've already got to it, just like if you already got the foundation poured for your house and they're getting ready to start the framing, and you can't say, no, we don't want it there. So that's basically.
So, and the other reason that we're doing this on the P and Z agendas is because these plats also get approved on consent by city council. So we're mirroring the P and Z and the city council action, because once you come to a construction plat, it is civil engineering review, and that's what you're approving. So as long as the engineer has put his stamp on those plans, then he's the one saying it meets all of your zoning, your exterior, your landscape, everything else that you would have questions about as far as the development.
So can I?
So in other words, basically all the check boxes are checked, all the setbacks, all the legalities, all everything from there. Like a final plat, it's the final plat. It's pretty much already done. The cake is cooked and it's done. So that's why it just goes through the administrative process.
So what exactly are we?
Absolutely.
And then, so the only thing we approve is rezoning,
Rezoning, SUPs.
right? So let me ask this question, this is probably not the time, but since we've changed it, now I'm kind of confused, because there's sometimes I find that there might be a rezone, but the response really is, there's not enough information to say yes or no, because we don't really get to see the intent behind the rezone, right? I think, case in point, at one point in time, to cite an example, someone wanted to do an SUP with the intent that they wanted to do a convenience store right by a neighborhood, for instance. And it's kind of like, there's this fear factor of approving that without really knowing what the ultimate intent is of that. And sometimes I find that we don't always know. And so what's the process for that piece, or is there not one?
Well, for rezoning, that would be a different case. It wouldn't go into a consent. It would basically
That would
be
be-
up for discussion.
That would,
That's-
in that instance.
Right,
be up for
so-
discussion.
That's handled a little different, so
Your
don't want to think.
SUPs, sorry.
Yeah.
Your SUPs will always have your concept plans. You get into a lot of the detail of that particular applicant. One thing to keep in mind about zone changes, you may not see a lot of information, and Jana and I have talked about this, about even removing some of that information, because at the end of the day, you're taking a blank parcel and saying no matter who owns this property or what they want to do to it, do you want that zoning to change? And SUP, it follows the applicant. So if I'm the applicant and I get the SUP and I decide that I'm going to move on, then the next person has to come back. When it's a zone change, once you've made that decision, I can sell the property tomorrow, and anything you saw in a concept plan, you may never see again because it goes straight to building permit. So we're trying to be very realistic and have y'all make decisions based on the exact material that should really impact that property. SUP, tons of information. You need to know everything you can about that applicant. Zone changes, you're looking at a parcel, and that's really it.
If we change over to a zone for example, if we go into light commercial, we can't nitpick and say, hey, you know what, certain business, if it meets that criteria to be in that zoning, then that's out of our hands. All we can do is approve it to whatever zone they want to change it to, whether
Or
we,
we cannot.
not approve it, correct.
Based on what we think might, I mean, we cannot approve it too.
correct.
Yeah,
We
but you
can't-
can't,
We're not gonna go
you
forward.
don't need to go in the pre-concept of what you think is gonna be there.
Correct,
Because from a planning and zoning perspective, you're there on a zoning
correct.
issue, not what color the shutters are, and things of that nature. So that's the critical part where we kind of back off on the legal side of it. Have a lawyer, so I'm not,
Let's go ahead and
that's
get
not
back.
my wheelhouse, but that's the concern behind
My
it.
question revolves around the administrative aspect of this. So if one of our commissioners decides that, hey, I want to talk about this item with the commission, can I remove it? And then we make a motion and somebody seconds that motion, then we extract that from the consent agenda and put it in for discussion. Is it that same day or is the next?
It's if you have an item here tonight, so that's why I want to encourage you. These packets are sent out way before this meeting is actually heard. So, I want to encourage you to look at the packet prior to coming here. So if there's something on the consent agenda that's already, that say, hey, I want to pull that, at the time of this meeting, you can say, hey, he's going to ask, is there anyone want to pull an item from the consent for discussion? And it's talked about tonight, that evening.
And you would still take action.
But my
Yes,
thing
you
is.
still make a decision.
It's just not going to wait a long time. That was my only question.
So the consent is just one way of saying, here's all these items. Do you just want to collectively say, yes, I agree to all of them, or say, no, I want to pull 6.4 off for further discussion, and then you can approve the others, and then go back to 6.4 to discuss.
I don't think that we have, it's just that this is something new, this is different.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So we do see if there was a concern, we do have the right to say, well, hey, let's discuss it.
No, and that's why we wanted to
It's just-
have
yeah.
open conversation and just
Yeah.
kind of, this was a great agenda to start on, because it gives you an example of both, and it's going to be a process. And we'll figure out where
If
we're
you
at.
guys remember correctly, former Commissioner Matt Malone, at one point we had a meeting and like, hey, this all looks the same, and we made a consent that, hey, we're gonna approve all of them. So
We did.
We're already doing it
Right.
in the past.
Correct.
But this
Yeah.
is more of a formal way of,
That's correct.
technology to change.
You didn't know it, but you were actually doing it.
Okay, let's get back on track here. Consent agenda. Commissioners, back to discussion, is there one that y'all want to pull out, or do y'all want to consider the motion to approve all consent agendas?
I make a motion that we approve all.
Can I ask a question? There's one in here because the order is a little different, and I did look at the agenda, the packet, I just don't, this feels different. The Crossroads, what is that one? Is this just plat approved, is this one that we've already approved?
Yeah,
And
that's
it's just a plat approval one? Is that what that
It's
one
a
is?
final plat. Are you talking about the
Final
final
plat.
plat? That's a final plat, ma'am.
Yeah, this one? The-
Yeah, that's just a final
okay,
plat.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as is. Do I have a second?
second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Commissioners, we had a very short meeting today. I appreciate you all coming in. It's a little change that we had lived different today. Just keep in mind, whenever these packages go out, just look at them. I'd also recommend to go out and look at the locations too, just to kind of get a better feel of what we're doing. If you need any other questions, meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, staff.